everyone, it's Sid with Smiley's Rescues on FYFP. I have joining me again today, Sam. She is one of our board members, volunteers, fosters, jack of all trades. So perfect. Sam, can you go off with what our topic is for today?
Well, we're going to be talking about common problems that people may have with their beloved furry friends and how you can possibly solve them.
Okay, starting off, scratching and claws. Do not declaw your cat. I'm starting off with that. Mm-hmm. I would much rather have you, if you are a POS, is what I'm going to call it, because it is an awful thing to do. Mm-hmm. If you are a POS and you want to declaw your cat, I will take them instead. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I do not want you to rip out your cat's fingers. That is the equivalent of what you're doing. It's the equivalent of taking off to this and everything. Awful. Awful. It's going to cause urinary issues. Don't do it. Your cat is going to start peeing outside the litter box. Sid, but we have had cats declawed, blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because then you're going to call me as a rescue being like, my cat's peeing everywhere a year later and my cat won't go in the litter box. That's because it's painful because their paws hurt. We have had cats need declaw salvage surgeries because they have dislodged bone fragments. So I'm going to give you options other than declawing your cat. First off, get your cat's nails trimmed. Either do it yourself. Yeah. I've trimmed every cat in the rescues nails every single week for the last entire existence of the rescue. Obviously, I'm not cutting the feral cat's nails, but in general, trimming the cat's nails. I trim my personal cat's nails every week because it's something that I want. You can get scratching posts. Cats like horizontal and vertical scratching posts, meaning tall scratching posts. Or you could I've had people DIY it and stick a bunch of cardboard together that they cut and make it into your own vertical. It can be low activity, low expensive. Honestly, sometimes cats just even like to scratch and claw at just a plain cardboard box. So there are options, there are budget options. If you're like, Sid, I never get boxes, I tell people, go to the recycling center and go get some boxes. Your cat, there are low-cost ways to do it.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
One of the reasons why cats do scratch as they do is on cats' paws, there are scent glands. And scenting is the best way that they can tell the world, hey, this is mine. I'm claiming this. And so when they start scratching on things, they're depositing that little bit of scent that they have there. So when they're scratching, they're going to want to put their scent on things that are easily going to absorb scent. Wood is actually very porous. They're going to like that. Cardboard, cloth. But if you can divert them and be like, please don't do it here, but here's an alternative for you. Even going to a local hardware store or like a Menards or a Lowe's, getting the small pieces of carpet that they sell for like $1 each. Let them, put a little bit of catnip on there and say, this is yours. You go for it. There's also other alternatives where if you're like, my cat will not stop scratching on the one corner of my furniture. There is heavier duty double stick tape. I mean, that's going to avert any cat's luck.
I have done that before as well in my personal household before when it was when I was pregnant and had a newborn. I did the double-sided tape because I didn't have the energy to be able to trim all my cat's nails, and it works. And I only had to have it on temporarily, and then they left it alone. So you don't have to have that tape on all the time. Another thing I was thinking about, as you said it, Sam, anytime you say no to a cat, follow up with a yes. Of like, you can't scratch this, but you can scratch this.
Yes.
They're kind of like toddlers, to be honest with you. You have to tell them if they're going to be destructive. You have to tell them what they can be destructive with. And wonderful. If you don't care about any of your furniture and that's your life with your cats and stuff, awesome. I personally get secondhand furniture just because I don't specifically. It doesn't bother me as much. It's just that I like their nails trimmed because I hold my cats a lot and I don't like them to be able to scratch me. So that's my only foretake on that. And then I trim all the cats at the rescue's nails because I want them to be used to it. And for their potential owners to be able to use to. We also have lots of kids here at the rescue, and I want the cats to be able to be around the kids without scratching them on accident. or on purpose. So, however you look at it.
No, absolutely. And that's actually a great segue into another problem that a lot of people say they have is, oh, my cat likes to bite and scratch me when they're playing. Another big issue with that is, especially when they're young, when you overly stimulate them and play with them too hard, especially with your bare hands, cats are going to associate that with, oh, it's okay to play with bare hands. Just like when kittens play with their siblings, they will give each other signals as to, hey, this hurts or this is not acceptable. You as that big kitten also have to be that way too. So when a cat starts getting overstimulated, you need to back off or give them a toy, kind of that start with a no but follow up with a yes. And it might take a little bit of time because even older cats have to get retrained in that. But cats are smart. They are smarter than people give them credit for, so they will learn that if you're like, ow, and pull your hand back, they will realize, oh, well, we're not playing anymore. What happened? But then if you give them a toy to play with, and then they can get the rest of that play aggression out, that's a positive way to do things.
I will say, I'm laughing only because this is something that I've learned and is part of Jackson Galaxies too. If you are roughhousing with your cat and you touch their belly when you know that they're going to attack you, the worst thing you can do is rip your hand away. It will get you, and it'll claw up your hand. So the best thing to do is to quit reacting, because anytime you do the ouch, whatever, it like, they know it's a game and everything like that. Also why when you get kittens, you hear, oh, these rescues just want to get 2 animals adopted. No, 2 kittens, always better than 1. They can play and fight and correct each other way better than you ever can. And so I always recommend 2 kittens. If you have 2 cats in the rescue that get along great and they can get adopted together, wonderful. It actually makes your life 10 times easier. It's always easier to have 2 than it is to have 1. So
absolutely, 2 happy cats is much easier to take care of and to deal with than 1 unhappy cat.
And it is possible that your cat, and this segues into our other problem, it is possible your cat is just bored. So are you playing with them? Something I really like for when you're like, oh, I'm at work all day, I'm exhausted, go turn on cat TV on YouTube. There is cat TV, and it is birds chirping, squirrels. We turn it on every day in the storefront for the cats. I turn it on every day when I'm at work for my cats. It stimulates their mind enough that they don't have the energy to attack you when they're tired. So yeah.
No, absolutely true. And you gotta remember, these are God's perfect little killing machines, essentially. They are natural predators, so they're gonna always have that predator instinct. They're gonna want to get that out occasionally. That's why you see them have the zoomies every so often, or just go crazy all of a sudden, because they have that energy and they need to get it out. So especially before you have a scheduled feeding, play with them a little bit with a wand toy. Just get them going, till they're panting just a little bit. That's a good thing. So then they get that excitement, they get that predator mindset going, and then when you feed them, they're like, I have caught my prey, I'm good. Then they can go, they can rest, they can sleep, they can snuggle with you. But yeah, your cat could just be bored. So, finding some interactive toys or getting them a companion if they're a single cat. That's not a bad thing. Giving an older kitty a younger one to play with, not a bad thing to try. They may not like it right away, but, being a little bit annoyed is better than being completely bored.
Yes, 100%. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week on FYFP's podcast. We would love to see you next week. Thanks and have a great day.
Bye.